Fear is like the all-consuming forest fire, burning all opportunities of love to ashes. The process of untangling this jealous lover that does not want to share you with anybody and promises safety seems almost irrational. The fearful voice very seductively claims for you to surrender. Fear injects a person with the frightful thought of how would life look without the protection of fear. Fear is like the 10-headed demon that looks in all directions, preventing anyone else to come close. Fear is like a virus that inhabits the person and lives through him fully in possession. Maybe that's why eradicating fear entirely is such a challenge. Is it even possible? These are the very questions that inspired the ancient seekers to attain a way of being bereft of fear. Maybe love would have been easily experienced if the distance that fear created was dissolved. Upon reflection, I've begun to see fear as a friend now and not as an enemy. I have changed my attitude from fear to having compassion for my fear. There's a difference. I utter words of being grateful for all the times fear prevented me from adventures that perhaps could have ended badly. I no longer fight an inner battle with fear. I realized fear would never truly leave me because it's a part of me. However, I have made truce with my fears and I have established a firm but loving boundary. I no longer allow fear to dictate the flow of life. In contrast, I encourage fear to be part of my exploration. I speak in a loving, affectionate, and persuasive ways to invite my fear to join me. I understand that fear means well, that fear always meant well. So in that sense, I recognize how he's always been a friend, my shadow. Since energy can never be destroyed, fear has always existed eternally and internally. So instead of retaliating and creating an inner struggle with a friend that lives and coexists side by side with me, I've chosen to extend a hand of friendship. It was difficult in the beginning for both of us. How can anyone go against their true nature? I was asking fear to be unafraid, just as fear was asking me to be suspicious, unloving, and untrusting. Two friends, inseparable but yet stubborn, journeying together as if the gods above the skies created this scenario simply to have a laugh. What an irony. The heart undoubtedly desires to love, to experience the wind freely, to extend its hands out as it runs wildly through the fields, feeling the edges of the crops grazing past his palms. Yet, fear runs alongside, reminding you that there might be snakes, cobras, and all kinds of danger awaiting you, and therefore you should stop. The heart wants to hold your lover as you look into her eyes and fearlessly express your love without duplicity, yet fear sits on your shoulder, whispering cunning words not to make such a grave mistake, reminding you of the past, of when your heart was broken, leaving you shattered. Everything naturally that could flow like the river therefore is halted, stifled on its course by unforgiving rocks that prevent the clear waters of life from merging with the ocean of love. Recognizing this, the endeavor has begun to make a friend out of my fearful foe. The approach to a life in awareness now seems possible. I politely urge fear to experience love with me. My heart converses in fear and friendship and trust. I've understood that the power of love, which resides in the core of the heart, is more powerful than any other force. All forces are subservient to love. It is the influence of love that makes gravity hold together in its vast creation. It is only by the guidance of love that all other energies rest like pearls strung together in love. As the saying goes, love is the power that conquers all. As one begins to understand that more and more in life, one's heart begins to flower, opening up like a golden lotus, oozing out its rays as the light of love shines through. I now tend to think of life and the role of fear as a part of this beautiful script. Without a character such as fear, there would be no story. The presence of this mysterious friend, fear, plays a very intricate role in helping you journey to love. What a paradox. I see fear as a helping hand in stages. Fear helps us in ways to protect our fragile heart. And once fear is no longer an enemy, it helps us in ways to free our heart. With each passing day, I praise my friend Fear in gratitude, thanking him. In doing so, I've witnessed the grip of fear has loosened. We have all traveled through the calamities of life, like a dense jungle with wild animals that lurk, finally coming out the other way. Now, I can clearly see that the path through pain and fear was necessary. So I urge you, my brothers and sisters, to keep walking with your sights set on the path ahead. For there is no destination. There is no arrival. In this moment by moment, step by step, as you move in those movements with love as your blazing sun, your light. So the question one must address, what is your relationship with fear? Are you afraid of fear? How do you intend to transform this powerful energy into an ally that works alongside you, watching over you, but for all the good reasons? Like a faithful protector, allowing you to experience love, but also keeping a watchful eye so that you can continue to love forever.